Today I just felt like there was a need, since there's been a lot of things around in my neighborhood where people express their hate for everything. And I just wanted to read out something that Martin Luther said. He was not an anti-Semitist person. Hitler used some quotes of his, but this is what he wrote and what he believed and what he fought for. So decide for yourselves. And it's from the Jesus Christ was born a Jew. If I had been a Jew and had seen such dolts and blackheads govern and teach them Christian faith, I would sooner have become a hog than a Christian. They have dealt with the Jews as if they were dogs rather than human beings. They have done little else than deride them and seize their property. When they baptize them, they show nothing of Christian doctrine or life, but only subject them to popishness and monkery. If the apostles, who also were Jews, had dealt with us Gentiles as we Gentiles deal with the Jews, they would never been a Christian among the Gentiles. When we are inclined to boast our own position as Christians, we are but Gentiles, while the Jews are of the lineage of Christ. We are the aliens and in-laws. They are blood relatives, cousins and brothers of our Lord. Therefore, if one is to boast of flesh and blood, the Jews are actually nearer to Christ than we are. If we really want to help them, we must be guided in our dealings with them, not by papal law, but by the love of Christ. We must receive them cordially and permit them to trade and work with us. They may have occasions and opportunities to associate with us, hear our Christian teaching and witness our Christian life. If some of them should prove stiff-necked, what of it? After all, we ourselves are not good Christians either. And in his writings and in what he's written, there is a lot of statements like this. And when we live in a society where everything is focusing on one word or something, this is just as you read old books. Jews were a reference to Judaism. Arabs was a reference to Islam. And that is the important thing. They weren't racist. That was the words they used back in the days. And whatever writing you read in old text, unless it's politically correct, rewritten, and a lot of it has disappeared, that is the words they use. And we can't change the word of the past. If we start changing everything, the truth will not be there anymore. We change so much to be everything that we miss the root of what is said. And Martin Luther wasn't a Lutheran. He was actually a Catholic from the St. Augustine order. He was a doctor in theology, and he had terrible dark nights of the soul where he suffered. He lost 2 children, and the one that died in his arms as a teenager, it shattered him from within. So there was that in his later years. He never really recovered. And but he was right in many views. He was against the letters of indulgence that you could buy your way into salvation. He didn't like the way the Pope forcefully baptized Jews. and they seized their property if they didn't get baptized. And he was so right in many things, so don't just listen to those who say that he was a racist or something like that. He wasn't. He actually defended the Jews. But with this correctness of everything, it is just like Laura Ingalls Wilder's book Little House on the Prairie were banned from libraries because they used the word Indian instead of Native American. Native American, that word didn't exist back then. So when you read an old book, always think of how did they write. And as you read the grimoires and prayers, sometimes and the Bible, they seem harsh, the wordings. But that's the way, that's the old language. These modern phrases weren't done with, and if we want to understand the faith, we must also accept the way they spoke and wrote. It is like the word of dread, the dreaded. Dread also means respect. So you should put in that how did they use the words and understand them back then. And I just thought that since everybody fights about everything and these little things, and they spread hate without even understanding the concept of what is written. So this was all for now, and I hope you might be inspired, and please do your own research, listen to your heart and your own mind. Don't follow with those who claim they know everything. Read about the biography and read what they've written when you search for the truth. And you will find quite a different views on life than what you heard from the sheep that follow blindly and are politically correct all the time. I hope this inspires you. This was often my usual topics, but I know that Luther wouldn't have liked Hitler, so, and I don't like when they quote. So it is just like if you tell somebody something and somebody uses your words against someone else. That isn't nice. So be inspired, study, search for the truth yourselves, and listen to your angels, Christ, your saints, and so on. Have a magical, magical day. Bye for now.